not for to be gaudy or not. Chris, that whole story just means so much to me about overcoming adversity and doing things you never thought you could do. And it's a story. So I wanted that from memorandum, and I thought that bus is with me today. So I think after we're done, I don't care what the teachers say. I think we should just all go up there, take a photograph, I'm gonna roll that up, and I'll send it on in the next 45 minutes. So you guys cool with that? We're doing that? I'll take the floor with my feet there. So with that said, I want to share some thoughts with you guys and see if we can't make this relative to Red Ribbon Week and some of the messages that I want to get across and see if we can kind of make this relate to you guys. I want to go to a different photograph and introduce you to somebody I went to high school with. Let's start right here. I went to high school with that girl. What do you see? Yeah, there's water behind her. Anything else? She's in a wheelchair. Good catch. She's in a wheelchair. Is that wheelchair? It's not like mine. Mine's a push chair. It's got two motors underneath, four-wheel drive. A little bit more power than some of those Chevy guys are parking in your farm. It's sure got to do to it. What else? So what? I'm sorry. So that trees, now cool that trees in the background. Look at the trees. She's smiling. Gotta recognize them. You can see her teeth. I mean, let's dive a little deeper. Let's dig a little deeper. How many arms does Melanie have? I need you to notice that. One of them's been removed from her body. The girl only has one arm. I went to high school with that girl. We're the same age. Anything else you know about Melanie? What color is her shirt? The shoulder. Look at her shoulder. Do you guys see that? Her shoulder, black, blue, her teal, right? Look at her shoulder. So the pink thing around her, it's a shawl or a bib, which is kind of ironic because it's a nice day out there. How do you know? Well, the birds are comfortable on the water. So it's not windy where the birds are gone. She's got a glitter on her forehead. So it's not an overcast day, it's a nice day. So the question then poses itself, why would a high school senior on a nice day at the golf course across the street from where her and I went to high school need to wear a sweater or a shawl over her green shirt? What's going on with that? Keep her warm. When she eats her food, you look at her hand. It's like mine, it's curled. She drops it. And she likes to keep herself, I guess the word would be clean for you and me. Here's the problem. I played ball at high school. I got to play college ball as well, which doesn't mean anything. And I was a college captain, which doesn't mean anything either. But I think there's a high standard when you're a leader or you're supposed to be a leader. I never did this with Melanie. I never did this. It would have sounded like this. Hey, Melanie, my name's Chad. These are my friends here. You mind if we hang out with you for lunch? Never did that. Never. How about this one? Hey, Melanie, my name's Chad. We play ball after school. Do you want to come shoot some hoops? I don't care if you only have one arm. We'll lower the hoop, get you a Nerf ball. I mean, we'll make it so you can dunk. Never did that. How about this? Melanie, are you cool if we take your books to class for you? We're tardy every day anyway. This is gives an excuse that could be a win-win. It's be a good deal. I want you to know that I never talked about her for days and negative. I never did that. My mom and dad taught me better than that. But behind closed doors, we talked about her, and I got caught, which is not a bad thing, but it did teach me a valuable lesson. Long before I would break my neck, my dad would come and share with me the same lesson in the hospital again. I'm just going to share it with you briefly, because I want you to grab the lesson as high school kids. You're not kids, you're young adults. Forgive me for saying it. We're playing a game tomorrow night, guys. If we beat this team, it puts us at the state tournament. And our state tournament is held at the University of Utah. 17,000 seats. And it's a big deal. We got to beat this other high school that I really don't like that much. I went to West Georgia. I went to high school West Georgia. The team we have to beat tomorrow night, Bingham. Bingham sucks. I'm not saying they're bad people. I'm just saying we never beat them. That's all I'm saying. They were tough. And I played against the guy that went to college for Brigham Young. His name was Kenneth Roberts, Fred Roberts' younger brother. Fred played for the Boston Celtics. So, I mean, they were just tough. And we know we could beat them because we only lost them by 4 during the regular season. We know we could beat these guys. We just haven't done it. So we're playing tomorrow on whose court? Theirs, because they beat us. So we're trying to make our court or their court our court. So the day before the game, we're at my house because I was a captain. My mom and dad are making spaghetti, making carbs for the team. I'm downstairs in the room. I got all 12 players there. The door's closed. Oh, I had some motivational gospel music on the guys. The gospel group, AC/DC. I think every church should play before sacrament. Just I love AC/DC. I think I had thunderstorm on it. So we're there, we're talking about our strategy to beat Bingham. And before too long passes, the girl's name comes in our conversation. And I can't tell you how that happened, but it did. Her name's Melanie. We just started saying inappropriate things, which goes against your Rams values. Only opposite of you guys think. I'm even embarrassed to tell you this, but I'm not gonna lie. We started talking about the girl in about 2 or 3 minutes. I don't know how long it was, but it wasn't long. There came a knock at my bedroom door. Guess who's on the other side of that door? Well, Melanie doesn't friend. It wasn't Melanie. It was my dad. My dad walks into the room, shuts off AC/DC, says this. Man, I thought you guys were more respectful. I think that's what we are. I thought you guys are more service oriented. You guys can know better. This is an innocent girl, and you guys are supposed to be parents of the team. He just kind of laid into us a little bit, and then he said something that I didn't expect. He said, "It's not your guys' fault. I'm really disappointed in your captain." Who's he talking about now? I mean, he just tucked me under the circle of bug. He just ran me right over. I'm not saying I didn't deserve it. I'm just saying I got tucked. And then he took it one step further. This is what I want you to hear. He said, "You know what? It's not my son's fault. I'm the one that's raised him all his life. I coached him. Apparently, I didn't do a very good job." And my dad got up out of the room and he walked out. Sorry, every time I talk about it, I get emotional. He didn't do anything wrong, did he? Yet who owned it? That's the first thing I want you to talk about when we talk about the Rams afternoon. I need you to own everything going on around you. You can see that I'm sitting with it. You can see that. Now, I might not be the one that caused it, but when I don't own this, I am miserable, I'm unhappy, I'm unsuccessful, I'm unproductive, and I promise you I would not be traveling around the world. When I own this, and I take responsibility for everything that happens in my life, more doors open to me in the process. So you need to own everything around you, even though it's not your fault. That might be a separation at home, like a separated family. That could be an argument with a friend, even though you didn't start the argument. That could be contention between you and somebody else, even you might not have started the contention. When you own it and surrender yourself, there's a lot of power in it. And I want you to hear that. It decreases contention, makes it more peaceful, more unified, especially in a small school like this. My dad told me, the team went, we were dressed in jumpsuits the next day, because game day, having lunch, my high school, West Jordan, 6A, big school, which doesn't mean better. We're all having lunch, 3,000 of us in a cafeteria, same lunch period. Guess who walked into my high school unannounced and uninvited her in lunch hour? I was like, have your dad join you for lunch at my school. My dad comes over to my table and he says this, "Where's the girl?" Listen to my response. I say, "Dad, please don't embarrass me in front of my friends. I'm sorry about what I said last night. I promise I'll never do it again." What's the problem with all 3 of those sentences? Yes, they're all about me. My dad says, "I'm not here to talk about you." So it is today. I'm grateful you guys all showed up for what we would call an assembly. I don't really call it an assembly. I think the true benefactors of today, they're not even here. It's the people who benefit because you will make them better than you came here. That's what's really about. My dad said, "Where's the girl?" I pointed to her, and he asked us all to follow. We get there, he taps her only arm. She starts to spaz. Her arm was just like shaking, but she's not scared of us. Why is she shaking? Yeah, somebody engaged with her. Somebody like nobody ever communicated. Nobody ever talked to her. And now here we are, and the whole school's watching. It wasn't quiet, it was noisy, but everybody's watching what's going on. And my dad says this, "Melanie, I've heard all about you. It's an honor." Wait a second. My dad just lied? He lied. He heard, but he didn't prejudge her, which I'm asking you to not do either. You're not allowed to judge anybody. My dad didn't predispose her to any judgment at all. "Melanie, it's an honor to meet you. I need you to meet my oldest son. Son, meet her." And I'm kind of feeling sweaty and nervous because what was I doing last night? Talking trash. But when I touched her fist, she made me feel like I was a celebrity. You guys already know I'm not. I was talking trash. All my buddies, they touched her fist, and we sat down there and I watched her for 30 minutes. Found out a couple things. First thing I remember, she lost her arm to diabetes. I thought that was awesome. That was new to me. Number two, we found out that her best friend was her mother, Stacy. I don't know if any high school students think her parents are best friends. Number three, her favorite subject in school, recess. Who gets recess in high school? She does. She goes to the golf course across the street and takes breadcrumbs. You know why? She throws a rock, and the geese come over, the ducks. And one more thing. That's a golf course. Look at the sand trap. So she takes the golf balls out of the water and sells them back to the same dudes that did that in the first place. She's a joke. She's an entrepreneur. I love that. About the pump. This girl is smart. And one more thing my dad asked me. "Melanie, do you have any dreams?" Because my dad believes that everybody's got a dream. She said she didn't, but she liked to watch the girls dance during halftime of the basketball game, which was news to me because I never was out there during halftime. What was I at? I was in the locker room. I never knew anything about that. That was our encounter with Melanie Bronas. Guess what happened to her 8 days later? Don't die. She's the other. Who said that? You're paying for your book. That was that. Oh, she didn't die. What happened? Come on, stay with me, right? She didn't die. In school, we ended up, I want to be careful about how I bring this across. I don't want to make it about us. We ended up winning the game, but please forget it. Forget that part. When you win that game and you go play at the University of Utah, you're playing for the championship in 6A ball, a bunch of people show up. Some of them have cameras. ABC, NBC, CBS, and Fox. The cameras aren't going to the team. Where are they going? The baseline. We have a girl in a wheelchair with a pom-pom, and they rigged her up. They duct tape the pom-pom to her wrist. They decked her out with a skirt at the top. She just whirled in a circle every single week. It was unreal. Now we're going to stop right there. We got to fast forward 23 years. I have two boys, and I've always wanted to teach them something wrong. My boys were 3 and 1 when their dad broke his neck. Here's one of my favorite photographs. God knows I love that photograph. That was 2 weeks before my accident. The one boy, my fingers wrapped around his rib cage. I think that's important because if I let go of him, what's going to happen? He's going to drop. And the older boy who's standing up, his arm, if you look close, is wrapped around the place that I would snap. And my arm was wrapped around the place on him that I would lose. That's why that picture is so sacred. Today, the boys, we have a senior and freshman that start varsity together. 6'5", 220, plays a 4. Tyler 6'3", 185, plays a 1. They start together. I know, they're good. They look just like me. I'm just joking. They look like their mother. 18 years old, 15 years old. And in my house, let's just get this out there, you're allowed to date when you're 16. My rule, you can date when you're 16 if you're a male. You're a female, rules change a little bit. They're never dating. I happen to have one daughter we adopted from Guatemala. See if I can find her here. I'm gonna go grab her. She's the most important one. I don't even have her up. All right, so here's the day we took her to the temple. Don't you do that crap. Don't do that. I know she looks pretty, she causes problems. Here's a picture of her today. I like this shot. I sent mine right here. I know I got her here. Let me go grab it. I wasn't going to show you Gracie, but he's the one that I should show you. You guys gotta forgive me for being a little bit slow. Here it is. Let's go grab her. Let's grab her. There it is. I like this shot. Causes problems. So, well, I know the rule is never, but she started dating when she was 16. I'm really against that. But when you're in a wheelchair, and your daughter's 16 and gonna date, she just comes up to me on a Friday night before she goes out, gives me a kiss on the cheek, and has 2 rocks, and she rocks my tires. Kisses me off. So I have a requirement. I want to meet the dude that she's going out with. Now, being on a ranch, we have a gun safe. This is not a bad thing. This is not, is that abnormal? No. Thank you. That's not abnormal. I'm not making any threats. I just want the kid to see me cleaning one of my guns. I'm not aiming it anywhere. I'm not trying to be on the news. I don't want to go to jail. I have no bad intent. I just want to meet him on cleaning a 243. That's all I want. So I just have it on my lap. I'm just kind of spitting on it and polishing it up. That's all I'm doing. Nothing bad. Sometimes I'll have some polish on there or kind of dry up, whatever it is. And I just give up this stuff and I just say, hey, I like to shoot. My hands don't work. You know this. All I said, I don't say anything more than that. Then I thank him for taking her out and for holding up to her standards and values, and for staying off his stupid phone while they're driving, because I've been to way too many schools across this world where kids are taken too young because they're looking at their. And I don't think I could bear it. That happened to my daughter. No way. So I just asked him to keep that phone on airplane mode. Well, I will use this sometimes. Straight on. No 6. Let's go back to the boys. It is quick. I'm in Perth, Australia a few years back, and I get a phone call to a different photograph. 2 boys, same 2 boys right there. 18-year-old kid calls me up. Dad, I'm going to homecoming. I said, buddy, you're a senior, you're 18, you can date 3 years. You don't have to tell me you're going to homecoming, but I'm happy for you. Who's the lucky girl? He said, Dad, I'm the lucky one. I said, fine. Which girl is it? Anna, Christy, Jan, good. Dad, that's the new girl. I said, good. I like it when you fish. Now, ladies, don't think I'm sexist. I just want the boys to catch and release. respectfully. In other words, don't get too serious in high school. If you can help it, which is hypocrisy for me, where do they need their mother? Well, we're not talking about me today, we're talking about them. Dad, this is a new girl. I said, great. Send me a photograph. Remember, I'm 15,000 miles away in a country on the very southern part of this world. He sent me this picture. I think it's kind of cool. Yeah. Get it? Buddy, I've never seen her before. She's beautiful. I don't know who that is. Dad, her name is Lisa. She's in a special ed class. She doesn't talk. I said, what do you mean she doesn't? Dad, she just doesn't, she can't verbalize, she can't talk. I said, well, how did you meet her? He said, well, I just go spend an hour with her every day and I read to her Dr. Seuss. That's when she shows the most emotion. Or we watch The Grinch. She loves Jim Carrey, loves The Grinch. She shows a lot of enthusiasm. She shows animation that she likes The Grinch. I said, wait a second. When you have an hour to spend with her every day, when you have your personal trainer in the morning, you have weights after that, you've got 8 hours of school, you got team practice like that, and then you're working the element after that. When you spend an hour with her, he says this. Well, Dad, I just go spend an hour with her during seminary. Now I'm lit. And I just say, you're going to fail seminary? And being in Utah, whether you go to seminary or not, you know what I'm talking about, right? I mean, when I'm outside Utah, I can explain it. But you guys understand seminary. I'm not saying to go there, I'm just saying. He said he goes there during seminary. I said, you're going to fail? He said, no, I just thought I would go and try and do what they teach in their class. I said, so you're going to fail seminary? He said, you don't get this, do you, Dad? Remember, it's got the Rams acronym all over it. Serving other people, say, respect, everything that Rams have. This is it right here. This is it. I said, buddy, what's with the pom-poms? Listen to this. Dad, I was reading chapter 7 in your book last week. Is it true what happened to that girl in your school that only had the one arm? And she was the head cheerleader for the championship game. And I said, but I can't talk to that. It wasn't my idea. Your grandpa, you didn't call your grandpa. He said, well, Dad, I just wanted to change my school's attitude a little bit. So I just went and bought some pom-poms and I wrote a poster for Lisa telling her that I'd be the happiest basketball player in this high school, that she'd be my head cheerleader for homecoming dance. Not good. I hung up, I just lost it. 5 minutes later, the 15-year-old freshman who starts varsity, sometimes when you're a freshman, you start varsity, you have a little bit of a what? You can say it, I'm cool with it. This kid, I try and humble a little bit. You have a little bit of an attitude. The blonde-haired kid calls me. I mean, look at him. He hasn't hit puberty yet. Not real. 15-year-old kid calls me up and says, Dad, I'm going to homecoming. What's the answer to that? Dude, you're too short, you haven't had puberty, you're not going. Exactly what I said. Dad, I've already asked her your life. Really? I know I'm paralyzed, but I can light it up real quick. I said stuff like this. I'll try and say it in an appropriate way. I said, buddy, you can't break the family values. You can't disobey me and your mother. Once you're out of the house, do whatever you want. You're not going to homecoming. The kid hangs up. Now I'm looking for the guy. You don't, you know. But I'm in Australia. He sends me a text with no verbiage. No verbiage, just a picture. Got a picture. Check this out. There it is. Look at that. Look how short that kid. Unreal. Called me right back. Dad, are you there? I said, so, Dad, are you just going to be quiet? You're going to talk to me. I said, well, I talked to you enough already. And somebody didn't get through to you. I don't like the fact that you're going on tape. You're not 16 yet. I want you to be 16. Well, Dad, you can call it dating if you want. But Deborah is Lisa's best friend in a special ed class. And we thought that you'd be proud that we're taking them together so that we're comfortable, Dad. I didn't think you'd be mad. Dad, don't you teach people about respect and being kind and serving others in your meetings anyway? I said, don't use my crap on me. Just because I was going to live it, would use my stuff on me. Dad, am I doing the right thing? I said, well, yeah, you probably are, right? Yes, I'm just jealous because I didn't have your kind of vision. You're doing the right thing. I better go. Bye. And I just hung up. Now, here's the cat right here. It is. About 20 or 30 minutes later, I get a phone call from the boys. It's like 4 o'clock in the morning in Australia, and 6 in the afternoon in Arizona. They have no sense of time. Dad, 6 of our basketball buddies thought it was cool. 8 of our football buddies thought it was cool, and all 16 cheerleaders thought it was cool. There's 8 wheelchairs. And Mom said that we could take the bus so the wheelchairs can get in. Now I'm aware. Not because I'm trying to be mean, here's the deal. My wife hates the bus. But right up, she does not like it. Why? Because she thinks it's too, what would be the word? Help me out, right? Help me out. She thinks it's too extravagant. Yes, flashy. She thinks it's too gaudy. She thinks it's, I like the flat screen TVs. I like ice cream at 1 o'clock in the morning when she's not. So I just call the bus driver to the right to. I like ESPN at 3 a.m. She just thinks it's too much. She said the boys could do this because there was 8 wheelchairs going. 48 people in all, not one special ed student left behind. So I fly back home and I jump back. Not to stop it, I just want to see it for myself. Here it is. I got this picture. And I want to make it relative to all you guys. Forgive me for not having it up. I wasn't going to share this today, and I decided to go here on the last spur of the moment we started talking about the bus. Here it is right here. So there's Ace in the middle with the gray suit. Look at Lisa. Look how small she is. Look at that. You guys see it? Black dress. There's Ace in the middle. Kemba, the head cheerleader on the far left. Her special day to Sam. Look at my cowboy in the middle. Look at how long his shirt is. Look at that. I love that. That dude, I love that guy. He's going out with a cheerleader that night. They got another cheerleader in a red dress, her special day with a curled hands. They took 48 kids to homecoming, and the bus is still used for that today. And the kids are now in college playing college ball. That picture exists because of how many people? Who was the person? Was my son. It was my dad who saw an opportunity to give, love, serve a little more. And I'm asking you if you have the same guts as my dad. That's what I like. That's changed my whole life. And I'm going to show you how. This is the last picture before me having the accident right here. We got to delete that one actually. Right here it is. Last picture right here. There's Shondell, met her in high school. I went to Bangkok, Thailand for a couple of years after that. She went to college and got her degree, came home, and we were married 2 months after I got home from Thailand. We shared the 2 boys together, 8 and 3, Tyler's 1. In that picture, and my favorite part about that photograph, if you look close, it's my hands for sure. At that, Sam, tell me your name. Yeah. Oh, would you stand by me right here? So can you and I meet formally? Can we shake hands? Don't be afraid. I know you do it the right way, though. Do it the right way. You're gonna have to help me. You have to help me with that. Tell your friends how my hand is different than yours.
Not very stiff. Like that.
You don't have to be rude about this. So it's kind of skeletal, right? I can't feel your grip at all. So my hands, and I picture Chloe, they have muscle tone. Today they're very, I don't get the shakes in your hands. You'll notice my hands are they're very bony and structured. It's because I didn't just lose my legs when I made my bench. I lost all 10 fingers of my hand. That's more than just legs. That's the button of the shirt, tying some cat, holding her hand, walking down the street. Teaching the kids how to do a layup. I go on for hours. Going back to my boat, going back to my 30-aught. I mean, I can go on for hours. Put the worm on there, catch a fish. Why my heart? Art Davis is right there in the middle of it. I love my heart. Need hands spread. 2 days after that photograph was taken, I would lose my legs, my hands. I'll share with you briefly. Not because I want to David need off me. I want to make it relative to me. She called me up and asked me to hurry home from work because the little boy just started to walk, wanted me to play ball in the garage. To make a long story short, I raced the hill with an outward. I wanted to feed you chores before going home. I loaded up a bale of hay that weighs more than your pickup trucks outside and used forks to do that. I lifted the bale at 15 feet in the air. I had a problem. The red light was flashing on my gas and the tractor. It was an indicator that my hydraulics were low. So I saw that. But I ignored the warning light. Tell me why. I was in a hurry. There's one more thing. Guess how many times I made that tractor work with the red light, never got caught before. There was a message I want you to hear right there, guys. Just because you don't get caught doing something you know to be wrong makes it right. I'm guilty of that. There's never a right time to do the wrong thing, never a wrong time to do the right things. Just try and do what's right. And if you have to think before you do what's right, now you're starting to negotiate with yourself. Called the trade-off. Don't do that. Just act on instinct. As soon as you see it, just go do it. And act with urgency. I ignored the red light. The bale of hay flipped over, landed on my head, punched it to the steering wheel, and the shaft into my mouth, breaking everything in its path. It's all been redone, and it broke all the bones in my neck, and it severed 95% of my spinal cord. And I got to live through that. I can't explain that. I was found 48 minutes later. Who found me? Who found me? She wasn't alone. She had the kids with her in the car. I met a lady by the name of Oprah. She made a movie out of her story. I don't have time to show you the whole movie, but I'm going to give you guys access so you can download it today before I leave. I want to show you a 1-minute clip. Are you guys okay with that? Here it is. This is, guys, this is my passion right here. And again, thanks for being patient with my hands. You know that they're numb. Here it is. There it is. So that's the Wasatch Range. That's the Rockies. And my ranch is right at the base of that. And I love raising elk. I love farming. I like making brown bird grain, alfalfa fields, straight fields, oats, barley. I love growing with that. Here's my bad choice right here. There it is. I ignore the red light and I find myself trapped. Now let's be clear. I realize that's probably not going to happen immediately. I realize that. But if you choose to not uphold yourself and the brand values that you talk about so often in this high school, you might make a choice or not make a choice that can prevent somebody else from making that choice. And you will know what paralysis feels like. You'll feel numb. That's not a fun feeling. You'll feel numb inside. And I'm asking you to try not to feel that way. That means you have to befriend those that are in your circle. Not judge people for who they are. And accept people for who they are. Truck pulls up, she sees the blood on the tire of the tractor, and she thinks that I'm gone. But I'm still breathing through blood pockets in my nose. Here's Oprah's favorite part right there. I live up in the mountains, and we don't have a fire station there. Our town is much smaller than Parowan. It's very small. It's not even a gas station. We have cowboys though, a lot of cowboys. Some of those guys who are pagers are called first responders. 5 cowboys got there within 120 seconds, and 3 state troopers within about 26 minutes. They were coming from Salt Lake. They had a massive problem. What's the problem? The bail is for the truck, and they don't have a hoist. They don't have a jack. They don't have another set of forks. So look what they do. We're going to talk about this real hard. This is important. Look. There's 2 cops on your left. There's a cowboy in the middle with a white hat. There's another cop on your right. He's down on his knees, both hands up in the air. 4 more cowboys opposite the bail. That's 8 men that did what? That's what she asked me on international television. How were 8 men able to deadlift 530 pounds each off my body? Does anybody in this room have an answer for that? I hear that, everyone? If somebody came into this high school right now, in the middle of our gathering, just our intimate setting right here, and said this, hey, sorry to interrupt, there's been an accident outside, the yellow bus has picked over on its side, took the corner too quick, a bunch of kids are trapped inside, we need some help. What are you doing right now? I think you'll bail. Are you guys putting your jacket on first? It's a little cold today. Are you putting on your COVID mask first? Jacket on. When you get to the bus, you'll start breaking glass in your fists, your elbows, your feet. It happened 3 years ago in Nashville. Look it up on YouTube. Look what those high school kids did. Unreal. They were breaking their own hands. They didn't even care. The adrenaline is a chemical that covered it up. They only had one goal. What was it? Yes. Now let's go to the next question. Which kids did they save first? Which ones did you save first? I know which ones are younger. Which kids you save first? First one you see? Let me change my question. And I'm going to be very, very bold here. Are you going to say the white kids, the black kids, the Muslim kids, the Buddhist kids, the Mormon kids, the gay kids, the transgender kids, the kids with clear things, nose rings, the kids with tattoos, blue hair, orange hair, pink hair? I just want to know which kids are favorite. Does it matter? Here's the problem. Now listen close. Look at what we're fighting over right now. We have school shootings almost every day in our country. Everything that I could see. But you told me what it gets right down to, none of that was. That's our challenge. And I'm not asking you to change the country. I'm asking you not to wait for the bus to go over your school before it does matter. I don't know a lot about school shootings, but I pay very close attention to it. And we just had it happen in St. Louis the day before yesterday. It seems like it's an everyday occurrence. I'm not an expert on it. All I know is that there's not anybody better than another, and we separate ourselves based on gender preference, which is not our job to judge. We based ourselves on separation of age, what people like to do, what they don't like to do, skin color. And I'm asking you to do the opposite. Well, it's because of what I shared with you today that my family's different. My daughter, as you guys know, doesn't have the same skin color that I have. Gracie comes to us from Guatemala. My wife went to Ethiopia a few years back on a service trip, not an adoption trip. She met him. He was playing soccer by himself out in the field later on. So she went out to play soccer with him at this orphanage. Not a school, an orphanage. She gets out there, he kind of moves away, a little scared. My wife's scared. He kind of moves away. Shondell doesn't speak Amharic. He doesn't speak English. The language is no barrier to service. So after gaining some trust, they start to kick the ball back and forth. And then when she gets close enough to see him, she notices that he has a double cleft on the left side. You guys know what a double cleft is? You know what a cleft palate is? It's where your mouth is open, you're born that way, and both teeth stick out of the front. And this kid has a severe case, his tongue does not stop at the roof of his mouth. His tongue goes clear to his nose. It's just the way he was born. Now you know why he's the orphanage. There's no paperwork on this kid. He had the umbilical cord still attached and they dropped him off. You're not allowed to judge his parents. Maybe they were afraid. My wife was determined to what? Get him back. So she called me up. Gentlemen, this is going to give you some advice for the future. When you're married one day, your wife has an idea that you don't particularly agree with. What do you do back? Keep your mouth shut. Just do it. Do it. He got him home to Salt Lake City, Utah, and he had 13 surgeries. 13, you count 13. They gave him a brand new job for free. They gave him a brand new nose for free at the Latter-day Saint Hospital. They gave that kid brand new teeth. They gave that kid brand new skin grafts. That kid's only been in America for 3.5 years. 12 years old, give or take, we don't know. He got to pick his own birthday. Pick mine. Kind of sucks now. No, I love sharing a birthday with you. And his goal is to not play ball or play soccer. His hero is not LeBron James or Steph or Michael Jordan. His idols, they were white coaches possible. What's his dream? He wants to be an oral surgeon and fix people's faces. He's already taken Paul's courses to do it in the 7th grade. It's unreal. Is he doing it for the money? Yes or no? He only has one goal. What is it? I just call it the random values. Don't call it. I know you guys say it every day. I know it's on your walls. I know they preach it up and down, you guys. I just want to know if you're willing to live it. It's because of what I'm here to do today. This picture still exists. John Dell and I just celebrated 28 years together. Let me rephrase that. We've been together for 31. We've been married for 28. And I've been in a wheelchair for 22 of them. I can't explain that to you. I like that picture so much in the lodge that I had a portrait done. There's the portrait. From the picture. Portrait, picture. Portrait, picture. I made some changes. You guys catch it? The door's gone. What else? There's a reason why. She's holding me up without letting me balance. The only way it's helping me balance right now is the way the chair is buckled, the way it's made my body. But when I'm sitting on a couch like that, I don't have it. So she's holding me upright. It's very humbling for me, but I'm very grateful for that. I don't always like it. So I wanted the picture to look more normal. See the mole on my head? Gone. You see how we're level there? We're the same height? The picture? Painting. Because I want my grandkids to know, even though my name's on all the best-selling books, the movies, all over the internet, who taught us all that? And that's why I love that your R stands for respect, because I think the young ladies that are sitting in the front row and everywhere else in this entire auditorium, they deserve nothing shy of that. That's a very, very big deal. My family, well, it's kind of changed. Here it is. We talked about earlier. There's Shondell and I. That's our latest family photo. There's Ace up top. He's playing ball up in Utah County. He's married to Lindsay. Got a granddaughter now. There's Kyler. Kyler's playing ball as well. He's up there's Gracie down there. He's at Utah State. There's little Caleb up top. That picture is proof that my dad's not stupid, even though I thought he was when he told me in the hospital that I wouldn't have my legs and my hands, and he wanted me to be a better father, farmer, coach, husband, disciple, whatever you want to call That's why I like the picture. Try something different. Let me see if they got the message. We have a bottle of water in there. Help me out with that. Fresh bottle? Yep. Give me somebody in the room that's, we have a ball team here, do we have a basketball team? Who's the captain? Do we have a captain or not? Brock. Get up here, Brock, free up. Right there. This ought to be fun. Yeah, give Brock a round of applause. You guys seen this? You good? Holy flip, Brock. This. My name's Chad. Nice to meet you. Brock, stand by the ball right there. I didn't bring the hoop today. I didn't bring the basketball. I brought them. Feet. Learn how to tie your shoes. All right, Brock. So I want you to show the group what an easy day on the court looks like against a team and a player that you can take to the hole. I mean, you're tall, you're big. The guy that's guarding you one-on-one, I mean, maybe he's not quite as strong, quite as tall. This kid you can take it right in the hole. Show us what a comfortable day on the court looks like. The bottle of water is just simple as that. All I'm asking you to do, buddy, is to get a drink comfortably with one caveat. Don't spill any water on your lip or that little peach fuzz that's underneath the lip down there. No water. No water on the hood. Good with that? Show us what an easy day on the court looks like. I'm cool with that. Bottom back on the floor. There's the message. Watch. How many of you can do that? But that's not how your days go. You need some adversity you're facing every single day. I'll start it off. Depression seems to be pretty prevalent in today's world. Depression, suicidal thoughts. What else is there? Anxiety is huge. Thank you. Is that it? Are you joking me? Jealousy, envy, wanting to be like somebody else, comparing yourself to other people. Can I just be honest about that one? Whenever I compare myself to somebody else who's walking with her wife, how happy am I? I'm not. When I compare myself to somebody else playing ball with her kids, how happy am I? I'm not. So stop comparing yourself to other people. God didn't make you to be like anybody else. So don't do that. I'm going to give you the challenges we face every day. You guys are going through them. I got high school kids that are going through a time in this world we've never seen before. And we expect you to get perfect grades. That almost seems superfluous. I'm going to show you how I do it with this. Do you have another bottle? Yeah. Come on by that, buddy. Come on. Let's see how this works. Right. I'm going to now give you a player that's tougher than you are. They're bigger. Above it. Yeah. Player that's tougher. Player that's stronger, you're gonna have to work a little harder. Bigger dude, 5-star recruit, whatever it is. And let's see how you have it. Represent the adversity. If I had to go back and get another drink, this time conditions have changed. Remember, it's not the same player you're trading in class. Get a drink, no hands, don't spill. Go ahead. No hands, no hands. Ron, how do you feel? You look stupid. Ron, just watch. Ron, wait, watch. Ron, there. Get a drink, get a drink, man. Get a drink, man. Easy. Don't spill. Get a drink. You hold it on the bank. Get a drink and open all the way. I did. Hiding, let them loose. No, I'm with that. Easy. Get a drink. Put the lid back on, no hands. That's serious, but that's serious. That's stuck on that. Anyway, you might hear what he just said. That's gross. Let's be clear about this. He doesn't want to do it. His mouth, because he doesn't want to put his mouth on the floor. Where are my hands touching right now? Tires. The floor. Everything that's on the floor is on mine. Hasn't killed me yet. It's not going to kill you. I'm saying, I know you don't like it, but everything is the way you perceive it. That's how you beat up the guy that's stronger than you. Perception is king. Awkward, you bet. I guess doing this were easy. How many people like me would be doing this? All. I'm the only person known by Guinness Book of World Records to travel the world alone with my circumstance. I'm not saying it to brag. My dad didn't want me to be like anybody else. I didn't come here to talk to be like everybody else. You never know. Whatever it takes. Kid. Kid. Love it. That's not gross. I'm just not gonna have a date for the next month. Love that. Love it. Now, stay with me. What would have been a better way for Brock to get that drink? That allowed it. Without being asked. That's what Brad stand for. Remember the S? Serving others without being the demonstration that was abroad. And I want you to know that that's how I travel around the world alone. Some of your students come together on the bus today. A couple others, I'll probably use Brock to discuss moms. So how many get loaded back up or down? It's unreal. You guys are very gracious. And that's how I travel the world by myself. Strangers every day help me do the little things. And most of the time I don't have to. But I do have to surrender to the big people. I have to be grateful, I have to be humble about it. I'm not always like that, but I know it's the right thing to do. I need you to remember this right away. Remember this. The reason why, this is how I want to end, Brock. This has changed my life. But you guys already know that, don't you? I never was supposed to be in Parowan speaking on that stuff anyway. What was my dream? Raise it up, which we still have, but I don't have to be stuck on 800 acres to do it. Yesterday I was in Cedar City. Today I'm where I'm very comfortable in smaller pools. I love this. There's not just one right way to complete your dream. You open other people's strengths to compensate for your weaknesses. Watch what happens to your opportunity. With this cat around the pot. We're gonna wrap up with one last thing. What did I miss? And I thought I wrote and this is something very special. Remember what I kind of got hurt? What was I supposed to see? What was I supposed to do? I was supposed to die. What was I supposed to do? I was supposed to see the kid walk, remember? Play ball. That wouldn't happen for 5 months. I was in a coma. My mom got the footage in the hospital. I want you guys to see it live. Here it is. Guys, I've already gone over 5 minutes. Is that a big deal? I love this. I love it. These guys are so cool. I love this. You guys are so gracious to me. You guys are awesome. Here it is. Check this out. One of my good friends, David Archuleta, gave this to me, his song. I love this song. In a coma. She's just waiting. When I wake up, I can't feed myself. You can't on the string. She comes in and tells me that she'll feed me for the rest of my life. Gentlemen, I'd rather take my life. I just can't figure out how to do it. So they keep my kids away from me because my attitude is coarse. It's very coarse. Just keep listening. So just go through the motions. The change is right here.
Everyone pays a fee.
Look, she moves me, right? She transfers me. And then I have enough strength to muster up and lift my own butt up in the air. Right there. Right there, right there. That was a huge plus for me. So now I'm getting after it. 6 months later, I'm putting my shirt on by myself. 8 months later, I'm pushing a wheelchair and sticky gloves. Today, in my hand. My therapist, little coffee, University of Utah graduate.
Start to wake up.
Watch.
To the sound.
Good boy, right there, first time. He doesn't walk, he runs. Dad, mom said your legs don't work, we don't care. You promised to teach us basketball. Dad, I'm gonna get your basketball clothes on, look. He undresses me. I watched it happen on my arms. He puts my basketball sweats on. He puts my shoes on. He puts my shirt on. Dad, give me your hand. Stop saying swear words, I'll take us away. Now we're playing basketball in the hospital. Look at his face. When I saw that kid smile, I never thought about suicide ever again. Suicide is not an option for me. It's not an option for any of you. So don't even think it. It's not an option. Park City, Utah, helicopter, must be game day. I don't miss the kids' games. I'll let that sucker right in your football field, I get right in the gym. I don't miss the kids' games. There's our breed stock. Man, I love those elk. Love them. That's the great Salt Lake City, Utah, right there. I've always wanted to fly. Once was enough, so I'm never doing that again. I got wet that day. We're not talking about the lake. Leave that one alone. So let's end this. Are my dreams coming true, yes or no? Not in spite of my beliefs, but because of it. So I just want to end with a question, and we're done. What do you guys believe about why you're here today? You don't have to answer that question. I just want you to be careful with the answer. Whatever you think about why you're here is going to dictate your actions when you walk out, and your actions dictate the results that everybody else does because of your behavior. Please remember that. I travel not because I'm better, not because I have more money, not because I'm stronger. It's only because of what I choose to believe. And I happen to believe that there'll be a couple people that help me get that bus. Belief is everything. The books, the movie. You guys got Instagram? So your password. I'm going to make this happen in the next 5 minutes. I'll call my secretary. Here it is. Go to Insta. Go to my name on the bottom right. Chat Hymas. Your password is going to be Rams, all in caps. We have 24 hours. Don't pay the $800 for all the videos. You get it all for free. Best-selling book, it's yours. The movie Over Me, it's yours. All the videos, they're yours for free. Remember we talked about. And then you just type in Rams, and then click download, and you got to give me 5 minutes to get that set up. Leslie back in the office, you'll be good to go. If you don't have social media, then I'm going to get a code for your principal, and they'll get it out. So you don't have the social media to get that. I want to make sure that all of you get a free copy of that. Are we all good with that? I don't want you to forget today's message. I don't want you to forget what we talked about. We're in a small enough group. Does anybody have any questions for me? I'm cool with that. I normally don't do this, but I'm cool with that. Go ahead. You still get your signed book. The answer is right. See now where you at? There. We got it. We got it. What we have, the answer is yes. The answer is yes. Mooch. They're the bus, right? They're having a bus. Do I have? How many do I have? Okay. The answer is yes. And I'm going to give you 5 additional to give to people that you don't know in this school. That's your, I'm going to give you a free copy of the book. You have to meet 5 new people. Love your cowboy hat, by the way. That's what real men wear. Okay. You have to meet 5 people and give it away. Fair enough? She'll get that to you here before we leave today. Okay. Thanks for your Gucci question. Anybody else have a question? Go ahead. How did I film the accident? That was made up. The picture in the hospital was not made up. The accident was a mock-up. That was a mock-up. Make believe. Anybody else? Are we good? Go ahead, please. I was conscious. I never lost consciousness until they asked me to count down backwards in the hospital. I was fully conscious, the helicopter, everything. They stuck a trach in me, they had to cut a hole in my neck. Didn't hurt, I was numb. They had to give me air. I remember all that. I just couldn't feel it. I was unconscious, right until they put me to sleep, and I was in a coma for 5 months. And that was on purpose until they woke me up. Good question. You good? Okay. I think we should do a picture. Can we do it?
Sure.
Can we do it?
You guys want to go out and take a picture with this bus?
You want to do it? Right. So listen, before we do this, I'm going to be throwing this all over the internet to all 7 continents and 89 countries. So if you don't want your picture in 89 countries, don't be in the picture. Blasting this everywhere.
Okay, before you get out there, your bus can eat on the outside of the building. Just want to stand, I think.
So man and Bill will sit and figure it out. We gotta get time.
Oh.
Thanks, everybody. Hope it was okay.